Here's a story about hard work, honesty, and not letting anyone get over on you. Leo grew up poor somewhere in the Louisiana bayou. He lived with his dad, and his dad was a hard-working man. But as his dad got older, he grew more and more tired. So tired to the point where his dad just couldn't work anymore. So one day, Leo came to his father and was like, "Well, Dad, I'm almost a man now. If you let me go out and work, I promise to come back with a lot of money so you'll never have to work again and you can spend your days fishing like you're supposed to." His dad agreed, and Leo went on his way. Now, when Leo got out into the world, he realized that there were no jobs out there for anyone. Everybody was looking for work, and he was starting to get very discouraged. One day, he sat down on the side of the road and said, "Man, I can't believe this. All of this work, and nobody's out here hiring anyone." He was just about to give up when he remembered his papa's face. When Papa was tired, he never gave up. He kept going and going and going, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. So Leo got up and continued down the road. That's when he came across a farm. He went over to the farmer and asked if the farmer needed a farmhand. The farmer, looking the boy up and down, kind of scratched his head, and before he could answer, Leo interrupted and said, "How about this? I got a deal for you. If you let me work for you for an entire year, you don't have to pay me until that year is over with. You can be the judge of my work. If you like what you see, then you'll pay me. If you don't, then I'll be on my way." So the farmer, thinking this is a deal I can't resist, agreed. Over the course of the year, Leo's work only got better and better. And at the end of that year, Leo went to the man and said, "All right, if you're satisfied with my work, I'll take my wages and I'll be on my way." The farmer was more than satisfied. And he told Leo, "Well, how about this? If you stay another year, at the end of that second year, you'll get 2 years worth of wages." Leo, realizing that this was an even better deal, agreed. So over the course of the year, Leo got taller and stronger, and his work became better and better. At the end of the second year, he went to the farmer and asked for his wages. The farmer, realizing Leo was the best farmhand he'd ever had, said, "Okay, how about this? You work yet another year for me, and at the end of this year, at the end of the third year, you'll have 3 years worth of wages." Leo thought to himself, this isn't a bad deal, and he trusted the farmer. Besides, he had no other opportunities lined up, and times were hard, so he might as well. Leo worked and worked, and at the end of the third year, he went to the farmer to collect his wages. That's when the farmer told Leo, he said, 3 years you've been here and you've been a huge help. I'm going to give you something that money can't buy." That's when the farmer gave Leo 3 special gifts. A special pew-pew that would never miss its mark. A fiddle that played music, and whenever it played, people would spontaneously dance, and they would not stop dancing until the fiddle stopped. And then finally, a magic hat. And this hat would make you invisible. He said, "Lady Luck will always be on your side with these 3 gifts." Leo accepted the gifts graciously and went on down the road to go look for more work. Leo walked a long way, but the gifts weren't bringing him any luck. This isn't what the farmer said at all. "Well, I guess if Lady Luck can't find me, I'm going to have to go find her myself." And he continued on. That's when he saw a man who looked kind of wealthy down at the end of the road trying to pew-pew a bird. He sat back and watched and noticed that the man kept missing his mark. That's when he stuck on the hat and made himself invisible and walked up behind the man just so he could hear what the man was saying. "Oh, shucks, I missed it again. I'd do anything to have that bird. I'd pay a lot of money to somebody who could hit it for me." Leo took off that hat with a quickness and said, "I'll get that bird for you." The man looked at him and was like, "No, you can't. That bird's impossible to get. I've been trying to get it all morning." Leo said, "Trust me, I can do this. If I hit the bird, will you pay me $1,000? The man looked at Leo and said, "Of course I will." So Leo took out his special pew-pew that never missed and hit the bird with the first shot. "All right, there it is. Now pay me." But of course the man was greedy and wasn't going to pay Leo anything. So Leo says, fine, go get the bird yourself. The man crawled into the bushes, and before he knew it, Leo took out the fiddle and started playing. The man started spontaneously dancing and couldn't stop. He was also scratching himself up because he was in a sticky bush, excuse me. That's when he begged Leo, stop, all right, I'll pay you, fine. And the man reluctantly paid. Well, this didn't make him happy. In fact, he was as mad as a wet cat. So he went on down to the sheriff's office and had Leo arrested for theft and being a rascal. You good-for-nothing crook, the judge says. How dare you take $1,000 from this honest man? What's wrong with you? I order you to return that $1,000 and pay another $1,000 fine. And if you don't have the money, well, we'll just throw you in jail. And we'll take that hat, fiddle, and that pew-pew of yours as well. Before they could get their hands on Leo or his gifts, he started playing the fiddle again. And that's when everybody in the courtroom started dancing. And they were dancing a lot. That's when Leo says, I won't stop playing until you pay me what you owe me. $1,000 for the bird, $1,000 for the false arrest, and $1,000 for trying to ruin my good name. Well, those three men held out in that courtroom until their feet got blistered. They danced until they couldn't dance no more, and then they finally agreed to pay him. But Leo wasn't that stupid. As a matter of fact, while he played the fiddle, he made them all sign an IOU, and he told them, if that money isn't on my porch by the time I get home, I'm going to put my magic hat back on, sneak up behind you, and make you dance until you melt like butter. Once they signed the IOU, he put on his magic hat and disappeared just like that. When Leo got home, his dad was overjoyed to see him. He showed him his magic gifts and said, look, I've earned all the money that I've needed to now. You never have to work another day in your life, I promise you. I made my fortune. Your boy is going to take care of you now. Ah, my son, he said, these gifts are a blessing and your fortune is great, but you've learned something a lot more valuable than all of this stuff combined. You left here green and untried, but you took on the work of a man. You met all of your troubles head on and you earned that respect. My son, you left here as a boy, but you came back as a man. And with that, Leo continued to work hard the rest of his life, so much so that he never had to use those magic gifts ever again. He put all the gifts away and locked them in a trunk until it was time for his son to learn some hard work and courage as well. And when that happened, he passed down those same gifts to his son to go out into the world and find Lady Luck for himself. Let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments.